It sounds like the Players Association is trying to come to an understanding with the league as far as a suspension goes. And one of the guys that we found out last week they brought in is a pretty heavy hitter in these circles, and that's Jeffrey Kessler. That's the independent counsel that the Players Association has brought in to negotiate. Here's a snapshot of some of the things that Kessler has been the lead attorney or heavily involved in. One of them negotiating the anti-competitive rules for player compensation in the NCAA relative to football and basketball. Again, free agency restrictions against antitrust laws in the NFL. And as we go to the next page, he's involved in pretty much any NFL discipline case that is appealed. He represented Tom Brady in Deflategate, Ray Rice, the Bountygate players, Ezekiel Elliott, Adrian Peterson, and pretty much anybody that challenges NFL discipline has Jeffrey Kessler on this. Now, when it came out in that Washington Post article last week that Kessler was involved, NFL sources said they feared he was going to argue no discipline. And again, he will point to all of the things that are going on with the owners, Daniel Snyder, Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, similar situations, maybe not to the extent, but involving, sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, and what has the league done there? So that's another angle of how this is playing out with the Players Association defending Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and what this says more than anything is that the Players Association believes that their case against the NFL, if they choose to go in what they feel like would be an egregious amount for suspension for Deshaun Watson in an appeal, is strong, right? Because they're not going to send a heavy hitter out for just any case, right? If this were a cut and dry, okay, you're going to get suspended, we can appeal, but you're still going to get the suspension, just a true break of the policy, there wouldn't be putting this much effort towards it. But they feel like they have a strong case, and the NFL probably knows that because this is the guy they bring out when they have a strong case against a specific suspension. So this is going to be almost like the Cold War for the next couple of months, as the NFL has positioned out they have signaled out that they have their guns ready, and the NFLPA, they have put their weapons in formation, I think, in a more forceful and obvious way than the NFL even has, saying that they feel like they can even outgun the NFL on this. The fact that we're even talking about no suspension at this point tells you how strong they feel like their case can be if this is appealed, and the NFL knows that, and that's going to be interesting leverage in a negotiation for something like this. Like, I don't ever remember having to cover anything like this in sports. Dave, you've been doing this longer than me. I don't know if you've ever covered anything like this, but this is new territory. Most definitely.
Not to this level, without question. Not to this level and this high profile. And there's all kinds of ancillary things that are going into it. Remember, the civil and the criminal, that is not part of what Deshaun Watson would be suspended for. It's that reputation, the code of conduct, whatever you want to however you want to call it. It's a PR thing for the NFL.